Welcome. Welcome to this place in cyberspace, which we sometimes refer to as the virtual mission chapel of the Archangel Uriel, part of the Temple of Gaia. Whether this looks like something you've avoided or something you miss, we hope you will find what you're looking for while you're here. We are omni-denominational. We don't teach you our path. We help you find your own path. If you have a path, we hope we can add some dimension to it while you're here. And you're welcome to stay as long as you like. If you don't have a spiritual path, we can help you find yours. If you once did have a spiritual path, but you were driven away by issues, especially issues having to do with other people on that path, we hope that you can come here for the healing you need and the restoration you deserve. Above all, welcome. Merry meet, blessed be, and blessed Imbolc. I consecrate this circle of power to the ancient gods. Here may they manifest and bless their child. I consecrate this circle of power to the ancient gods. Here may they manifest and bless their child. This is a time that is not a time, in a place that is not a place, on a day that is not a day. I stand at the threshold between the worlds before the veil of mysteries. May the Ancient Ones help and protect me on my magical journey. I call upon you, powers of air, to witness this rite and to guard this circle. I call upon you, powers of fire, to witness this rite and to guard this circle. I call upon you, powers of water, to witness this rite and to guard this circle. I call upon you, powers of earth, to witness this rite and to guard this circle. Hamari Nordri, Helge Veithatag Hodvert. Hamari Austri, Helge Veithatag Hodvert. Hamari Sudri, Helge Veithatag Hodvert. Hamari Vestri, Helge Veithatag Hodvert. Hamar Ufamir, Helge Veithatag Hodvert. Hamar Untermir, Helge Veithatag Hodvert. Umikaki Miras, Garder ak Midgarder. The circle is bound with power all round. Within it I stand with protection at hand. Three podcasts, a day job, and a home and family. Okay, and I'm not complaining. And it's Imbolc. And I'd like to read to you something from Wicca, the Complete Craft by D.J. Conway. This is from her Imbolc ritual. The earth is restless with the first stirring, with renewed energy and life. Awake, maiden, hear the voice of the Lord, as he calls to you to join with him in the dance of life. Prepare the fields and forests, all creatures large and small, for the coming of spring. Tap the altar 3 times. This is a time of growing sunlight. It signals to all followers of the Lady and the Lord that we must purify our minds and spirits for the new cycles of life. At this time and in this place, I ask the goddess and the god to give me guidance for the future. Wow. Powerful stuff. And so once again, we have a Sabbat. And it's a Sabbat that has parallels in other paths, including the followers of Yeshua Bar Joseph, many of whom, those of the more Catholic and liturgical persuasions, are celebrating the Feast of the Presentation at this time, sometimes known as the Feast of the Purification. It's not only flattering to see our Sabbats used elsewhere, but it can be useful too, because we have our lore, they have their lore. Various traditions within us have lore. Sometimes it can be useful because they show how the points of our Sabbats and those of another perspective are teaching the same thing. And that's really true in the case of Imbolc. Imbolc shows us the first indication of the fact that the promise of the coming of spring and summer is indeed going to take place. It will be fulfilled. That promise was first made at Samhain, as we were preparing to begin winter, as we were celebrating a death and the promise of a rebirth. But it was a promise. And it was repeated at Yule, in which so many traditions celebrate the birth of a divine child, as we saw the sun begin its return to us. And we saw the first shoots of the heartier plants poking their heads up through the snow. And then there's the Feast of the Presentation. It's based on an ancient Jewish tradition that was followed in the days when there was a temple in Jerusalem, and will probably be revived again if the temple is revived. That custom is that if a woman's first child was male, she would present him at the temple. Mary and Joseph were obviously very devout, very observant Jews, and they followed the customs. And when they did, according to the story in St. Luke's Gospel, they met a couple of people there, Simeon and Anna. Very old, very different, very special. Spent their time in the temple, doing various things. And guess what? Simeon and Anna told Mary and Joseph what Jesus was going to be and who Jesus was going to be for Mary and for the world. Whatever else might be said about all that happened at his birth, and the arrival of the shepherds, and the arrival of the wise man, this was the first time that anything was directly addressed to Mary and Joseph about their son's actual destiny. They were given a first glimpse of the fact that their son was much more than just another baby boy, as if they had any doubts. And for the pagans and the Wiccans, especially those who know what growing crops is about, this is the first look at the beginning of the crops that are going to be, of the seeds that rested in the ground through the winter. And now they're poking their heads up. And those who know their crops can tell that these are crops. And so we have two different sets of lore teaching the same lesson. If the divine makes a promise, the divine's going to keep that promise. And here in both cases we are given the first tangible signs of the fulfillment which is on its way. So mote it be. Since the dawn of time, people have sought communion with the divine, and the divine has sought to facilitate that communion. Toward that end, the divine has acquired many faces and facets, so that over the generations people would be able to envision and commune with the divine in terms which they could understand. Now, as we come to know better the ways of our ancestors and the ways of others, we strive to see the unity behind the innumerable faces and facets of the divine. Like a diamond, the divine has facets, each facing a particular direction and having its own characteristics, but each facet is connected to each other facet by the rest of the diamond, such that no facet can claim to be the entire diamond. And that diamond is the divine, that most high God, whose first priest known to us by name was Melchizedek. I stand here before the most high God as a mortal among mortals. I'm a priest because the divine called me to be a priest. And I hold myself accountable to the divine for my deeds as a priest. And I stand with the priests and priestesses who have come before me in proclaiming faith in the divine. I believe in the unnamed God, the bornless one from whom all else divine and mundane was created, and in the many facets of the Godhead, named and without name, seen as gods, goddesses, or otherwise, which reach out to receive each person within mankind in communion, each according to his or her perception and understanding of the divine. And I believe in the archangels Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel, and other angels known and unknown. And I believe in one earth, the mother of us all, and in one womb wherein all men and women are begotten, and wherein they shall rest. And I believe in many paths to the divine, all leading to the divine. And I believe in the gathering of people of like mind, and the power and energy they raise when gathered for like purpose. And I believe in the communion of saints. And forasmuch as food and drink are transmuted to us daily into spiritual substance, I believe in the miracle of the Mass. And I confess one baptism of wisdom whereby we accomplish the miracle of incarnation. And I confess my life, one individual and eternal, which was and is to come. So mote it be. And so we proclaim the great mystery of the divine. A God is born, a God lives, a God has died, a God is born again, a God will live again. O Father Odin, Lady Freya, El Shaddai, Mar Yeshua, Lord Canunas, Lady Caridwood, Mighty Thor, Lady Frigga, Lady Sif, Lady Hecate, Lady Hedvig, Raphael, Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, and all those called upon by those who are watching us in their homes. Venerable Solanus, Father Lewis, Bishop Sheep, Mommy, Dad, Mom. I invite you and welcome you to this temple, to this circle, and to this rite. I welcome you, and as a token of that welcome, I break bread with you. Hail and welcome. I bid you welcome in reverence and respect, but also in friendship. I welcome you in friendship. And as a token of that friendship, and to bind that friendship in accordance with the ancient ways, I offer drink. Hail and welcome. Behold the feast with which we welcome the divine. Take of the bread and of the cup, and feast and celebrate, as the divine within welcomes the divine without. Hail and welcome. We thank you for joining us. Winter has begun its retreat. Winter will remain for a while, but winter will retreat, and winter must retreat in fulfillment of the promises. And we behold the visible signs of the beginning of the fulfillment of those promises. And we thank you. And we hold up to you our hopes of the coming spring and summer. And our hopes to celebrate them with you at the appropriate time. For all this and so much more, we give thanks. So mote it be. I call upon you, powers of air. No. Go forth in peace, O powers of air. My thanks and my blessings. Go forth in peace, O powers of fire. My thanks and my blessings. Go forth in peace, O powers of water. My thanks and my blessings. Go forth in peace, O powers of earth. My thanks and my blessings. To all beings and powers of the visible and invisible, depart in peace. May there always be love, peace, and harmony between us. My thanks and my blessings. The circle is open, yet ever it remains a circle. Around and through me always flows its magical power. So mote it be. Mass for the Shutout and the Secrets in Plain Sight are sponsored by the Temple of Gaia. Your spiritual journey is exactly that, a journey. Like any other journey, there's a beginning point, there's a destination, and there's every step from the start to the finish. Religion is like underwear. What works well for me might be inappropriate for someone else, including you. I can guarantee you that no matter how similar our paths are, they will not be identical. At Temple of Gaia, we don't train you to our path. We show you how to find and pursue your own path. We also help you prepare for your ministry. Prepare, yes. No matter how far along you are, there will always be something to prepare for. Ministry, we all have a ministry, beginning with our own ministry to ourselves. Above all, we provide a great place to come together and to share. We're located in Collingdale, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia, and wherever cyberspace can be reached. Temple of Gaia is a Wiccan church incorporated under the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. To learn more, visit our meeting place in cyberspace at templeofgaia.ning.com or check the Wise Ones Net website at wannet.org. If you like this, you might also enjoy our weekly audio podcast, The Secrets in Plain Sight. Available through iTunes or almost any place else where free podcasts are available for download, including its own website at secrets.libsyn.com. This has been a presentation of the Wise Ones Net. Merry part and blessed be.